Hi, Tim here from Roberto's. Here to with a video that's a rare one for me to make. That's a TBR video. I'm because being a host for March Mystery Madness, one of the hosts, I should say. I felt I should make a TBR video for it, and I know if I don't make, a year ago I made a TBR video, and I maybe made one or two more TBR videos, and I had trouble keeping to them, and that made me decide, hey, TBRs aren't really for me. I'm the type of reader that the books I read depends on what I feel like reading at the time, and or as a lot of people call it, mood readers. And lately, I've seen a lot more people saying that they're mood readers. So, with that said, this TBR I'm showing you is subject to change without notice at any time during the month, but I'll start out trying to keep to it. So, with that said, let me start showing you the books. I'm starting off with new see. A year ago, I didn't really have many books on my shelves because I had a few books because we moved into this apartment. Our apartment, maybe like 3.5 years ago. Yeah, 3.5 years ago we moved into our apartment here, and we moved from a 3-story house to a small, or from a 2-story house to a small 2-story, or to a small 2-bedroom apartment. And so I purged a lot of my books that I had back then, and kept mainly like my Tom Clancy books and a few others. And over the past year, I've gone to use library sales a couple times, thrift stores quite a bit, and then like to the Dollar Tree and bought books. And this first book is one of them I picked up at a thrift store or library sale. It's Killing Red by Henry Perez. I think it's a crime thriller. It's a debut novel by him, and to let you know, I kept all these books down to like 400, under 450 pages, or right around 450 pages or less, pretty much. There's one that might be a few pages over 450, but everything else is under. Because the books I normally read are usually 450 pages or longer, but with me trying to get 6 books in this month, I figured to make it a little shorter because I usually read only around 5 books in a month. The next one category that was for shelf. The next one is for borrowed. One of the books I picked up at the Dollar Tree that looked real interesting. And when I got home, I found out that was a third in the series, and I knew I wanted to read the first 2 before reading it, but I hadn't read them yet. And I found out that they had them at the library just the other day, and so on Friday I went and checked out the first one. I figured I'd read it for my borrowed. That's The Professionals by Owen Laukkanen. It's hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. It's a crime thriller, and and that's my borrowed. Next up is my new. That one is one that I loaded on my tablet. I'm just bringing up my tablet right now. I have it on my Kindle app on my tablet. Last week, if you've watched my video on how to find mysteries and thrillers for free, I showed you how I find new ones for the Kindle. Well, I found this one while looking through the recent ones that I got. It was published just last month, back in January, and I downloaded it just earlier this month. This is The Other Side of Goodbye by Ben Follows. It looks like it's a crime thriller, and it's only 250 some pages. So that's for my new. And then for my borrowed, it's on. I have that loaded on my Kindle Fire, and it's in a compilation that I purchased for 49 cents. The compilation is called Father Brown: The Complete Collection. The book is. And this contains the 8 Father Brown books, unabridged. That's one thing I like about with the books. You can get these compilations all the books by an author, and you can get them real cheap. But I'm talking about like with classics that. And you can have them all in one volume instead of having to download each one separate and then have to search for each one separate when you go to read them. And these are unabridged in these compilations. And the book I'm going to read is The Innocence of Father Brown, which is the one where the first book that he appeared in, and it's by G.K. Chesterton, and it's a collection of short stories of Father Brown. I started reading it before but never finished it, and I had decided I'm going to be finishing it in March. If need be, I'll read a short story a day until I get it done. It's something like 12 or 13 short stories. Okay, the next one is foreign. This is one I picked up like a couple months or so at Dollar Tree for $1. It takes place, it's called the Neruda case, something like that, by Roberto Ampuero. It's it's a Chilean author, and it's translated. It takes place in Chile, Cuba, and East Berlin back in the 70s. And I did some research, or I did some reading. This author is a professor of creative writing at the University of Iowa in Iowa City, Iowa. And I had gone to school at the University of Iowa for a year. No, I didn't take creative writing or anything. I was a computer science major. I went there during my junior year. Didn't have too good of grades there because I partied a little too much, you could say. And this takes place back in the 70s, and that's when I was a teenager back in the 70s. So I thought that would be interesting for me. And the last one is opposite. Okay, first of all, I figured since I mainly read books like mysteries and thrillers with male author and male protagonist, I figured, okay, I wanted something by a female author with a female protagonist. Okay, I found that. And this is a thriller I found, but it's a different type of thriller than what I normally read. I normally read the crime, spy, espionage, political thrillers, legal thrillers, even or military or techno thrillers. But one that I rarely read, I tend to stay away from them usually. But I figured I'd read this one. See, this author's from around the same part of Iowa I'm originally from, and then moved up. Well, she was born there, and then their family moved up to southern Minnesota. The author is Tami Hoag. The title of the book is Cold, Cold Heart, and it's a psychological thriller. And I thought it looked interesting, and it looks like it might take place in like a rural community. And I've lived in rural communities. I've worked in rural communities and everything. So something that would probably more of an interest to me. That's all the books I'm planning on reading for March Mystery Madness. If I get them done before the end of the month, I have plenty of books on my shelves, and on my Nook and Kindle, and also I can always get more books from the library and stuff. And if you're I've watched quite a few videos from people who plan on participating in March Mystery Madness. Some of them TBRs. If you've posted a TBR video for March Mystery Madness, I've watched all the host videos too that I've posted so far. Or if you're participating in March Mystery Madness and post a TBR video, leave a link down below. I'd like to see what you're planning on reading or think about reading it. Or if you're planning on participating and you don't want to post a TBR video, just leave a comment below. Let me see what you even think about reading. Also in the box below, I'll leave a link to all of the host channels. I recommend checking out all their channels. All of them have put up good videos so far, and I'll be posting videos throughout the month of March with mystery and thriller related with mystery and thriller content related content in them. So until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.